Hey there everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Anna. So I was starting to bag up my goodies and box them up and whatnot, and I am needing, okay, so one of the things that I have included in the swap are these little milk cartons that are pre-made. All you have to do is fold them up and they become a milk carton. So I didn't want to put it, I had already made a couple of envelopes, so I didn't want to put it into another envelope. So I thought I would make a little milk carton to put them in. So okay, so this is just a paper that I'm not going to, cardstock that I'm not going to use. So I thought I would do a quick tutorial on how I did the milk carton. So on the back, okay, so to make it go a little bit quicker, I've already done all the scoring, all the cutting and all that, but this is what you're going to need. You are going to need a cardstock that is 10.5 by 9.5, okay? So the 9.5 is the, let me see which one I forgot, I already forgot. Okay, so the 9.5 is your length on how tall it's going to be, and the 10.5 is your, what forms the round, not the round, but the box itself. So 10.5 wide by 9.5 inches tall. So you're going to, where's my scoreboard? You are going to score this paper, and of course you're going to flip it over and score the right side, the outside of your milk carton. So I'm going to flip it over because let me do it this way because I don't want to confuse you. So you're going to score your milk carton on the 10.5 inch side. You're going to score at 3 1/4, which is right here, 3 1/4 all the way down. And as you can see, I've already done that. 3 1/4 all the way down, and then you're going to score at 5 all the way down, and then 8 1/4, which is right here, 8 1/4, and then you're going to go score at 10. Okay, so this is the top of my milk carton, so I'm going to flip it over this way to where the top is on your right side. Okay, so now on the 9.5 inch side, you are going to score at 1 3/4. So right here, that's 1 2 3/4. 1 3/4 all the way down, 7 1/4 right here, and then you're going to score 2 more times at 8 3/8. Okay, so the 8 3/8. So you got 8, and then so this one doesn't have all the little markings, but it is right here after the quarter, that very first mark after the quarter. Score all the way down, and then you're going to score one more time at 9, and that's all the scoring you're going to do. So we get rid of the scoreboard, and okay, so all our score lines are on here. This again is where you're going to score on the 10.5 inch side. 3 1/4, 5, 8 1/4, and then 10. And then you flip it over. The top of your box will go to the right, and then on the 9.5 inch side, you're going to score at 1 3/4, 7 1/4, 8 3/8, which is the little line after, if you have the same scoreboard I do, the little line after the 1/2 inch mark, and then you're going to score at 9. Okay, so I'm not going to fold the lines just yet because we need to do some cutting, and I have marked here where you're going to cut. You're going to cut along the bottom. You're going to cut the 3 score lines, and this score line you're going to cut it completely off, but you're going to do it at an angle. Okay, so that I will do with you. And now it's a little bit hard for me to see because I've already written over my score line, but here we go. And then this one is the one that we cut off all the way at an angle. There. Okay. Now that leaves this is your bottom. So your bottom is ready to fold, but we're not going to fold it just yet. So we're going to cut out right here, all four squares right here. We're going to cut right there. Now this 7/8 of an inch is the halfway point between this box right here. That's the midpoint, 7/8 of an inch. So what you're going to do is you are going to measure, okay, from this score line to the next. Oh, I have it wrong. Okay. And you're going to mark your 7/8 inch, okay? That's the center, which is this line right here. That is the center. And then after you do that, you're going to take your ruler and you're going to go from this corner up to this line, up to your little dot right there, and you're going to score right there. Okay, so you don't have to put it on your scoreboard. Just put your ruler down from one point to the next, and let me see if I can zoom you in a little bit or a lot. Okay, so you're going to go from one point to the other, this one to this one, and you're going to take your score tool, and I took the thinner end of mine. One is thicker than the other, and then you just press down and make that score mark. Okay, and then you're going to do the same for this end. You're going to go from one corner to the next, and you are going to score down. So you're going to have a valley or a peak right there. Okay, so you're going to do, now let me zoom you back out. Okay, so you're going to do the same for this. This is the side of your box. So you're going to do the same for this end. Okay, so and the only reason that I haven't cut this out is because I wanted you to see that the 7/8 of an inch is the center point of your square here, and that's where you would put your little dot, and then just make your little score line all the way down. Okay, so now I'll cut it out now that I have shown you what that is for. So let me cut this completely out. And this is not super straight, guys, because I just really quickly wanted to come on here and show you how to make this little milk carton. And you can, of course, customize it for different sizes. You know, if you want it wider, you can make it wider. Okay, so there we go. So you should have something that looks like this. I'm not even gonna bother to erase the lines because it's really quickly. Okay, now at this point we can go ahead and we can go ahead and fold our score lines. And again, I'm just doing this really quickly. Normally I would, take my tool and I would burnish each fold mark, each fold line, okay? But I don't want to take up too much of your time. So look at me, still. Okay. Old habits are hard to get rid of. Okay, so now I need a couple more folds here, and actually on this one you can fold it the other way, but I folded it in. Okay, so now you want to make your actual box. So what you're going to do is you're going to fold this down and you're going to glue that down. Now, for the sake of time, I am going to use my you can use whatever you want, right? But I'm going to use double-sided tape. Okay, and I am going to burnish that down because I want that to stick. Okay, And here we go. Oh, all right, there we go. Now fold that down, just fold this over, and you have your box. Okay, at least this part. Okay, there's your box. Now this end, you just fold in. Let me get my glue. Okay, so this end, just make sure your box is nice and square. What I did was I glued this down. Okay, it'll so you can see, just make sure your box is square. And mine, I know mine is square because I am holding it from the ends. And then glue this flap down this way, and again adjust it to, you know, to where your box is nice and square. If you want to, you could actually taper that off a little bit, but okay, for the sake of time. And then you fold this over, and then just make sure your box is straight. I did take my bone folder, or I think I took my ruler, because it was longer and I actually have to put my big old hand in there. So there you go, that is the bottom of your box, and I would say it's pretty straight, you know, it's pretty square. Okay, and then this end, okay, you have options. Okay, oh, I forgot to fold these in, guys. Okay, so these go folded, and of course it's not a hard task if you do it when your paper is not glued down, but I did forget to do that. Okay, so that's about as good as it's going to get for me right now. And this is that way. I know that kind of, okay, so there is your fold on your box. Of course it comes out much better if you fold it when you're you know, before you glue your box together. But anyway, you get it. So you have options here. You can, okay, so I remember I folded one of these in for stability, for thickness. Okay, so you can put glue on this flap and actually glue it down to where it actually seals. It would be sealed like that. And then you can fold this over. You can seal this in, but then if you don't seal the inside, you'll be able to see the folds. If you don't want to seal it, I'm going to seal mine. But if you don't want to seal it, you can take a little clip and clip it closed. And that is your milk carton, guys. Quick, simple, except, you know, the little mishap I had here. I forgot, I was trying to go fast, is what it is. But you get the idea. That is your milk carton, and that is going to house the milk cartons that I'm actually going to give her so she can play with. It's going to go like that. And I am going to seal mine because, well, you know, it's a Christmas thing. So I'm going to seal mine, and that is what it is going to look like. Of course, it's not this paper. This is just a sheet of paper that I'm not going to use. And this is thick cardstock. If you do paper, of course, it's not gonna hold. But yeah, that's the way I'm going to do mine. And there's your milk carton, guys. Really quick, simple. Gave you the measurements. It doesn't take very long to make. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial. I will talk to everyone later. Have a great day.